Hey guys, Giggity Gaming come back with another video. Today we're going back onto DFS right here. And today I'm breaking down the tiered section for the slates. If you didn't know, tiers, basically there's 6 of them, each of them having a player pool of players, and you get to pick one from each tier, and your goal is to get the most points, obviously. I've been playing tiers for a little bit. This is where I have most of my success. So I figured, let me do a video and show you guys my thought process behind it. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, share out the video. I'm the only one doing tiered content to my knowledge, so go ahead, get this out, and follow the socials. Link will be in the description below. Tier 1, we have Giannis, we have James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and Kemba Walker. So basically with this video, I'm going to be giving you guys 2 or 3 picks from each tier, and straight up, I'm just going to say Harden and Giannis. It's kind of obvious. Leonard, and with Kemba, the Clipper Boston game is going to be a little bit slower paced compared to these two. I mean, Houston Denver is going to be a slow paced game. All right, I'll say Giannis is probably going to be the best option for this one, but Giannis and Harden will be pretty close. You guys get to choose on those two. I would not recommend going to Leonard or Walker just because of the pace of play in this game. Plus, straight up, they're not to the level of Giannis and Harden, so that would be my pick for tier 1. Tier 2, you got Luka Doncic, you got Karl-Anthony Towns, Bradley Beal, Trae Young, and Joel Embiid. One thing when you're looking at with tiers, or just in general, this year I have not been going up against Utah. I do not think that's a good choice. Utah has a very, very good defense. So even though Karl-Anthony Towns is a very good player, I'm going to stay away from him today. And then Popovich is always good with his defense in San Antonio. I'm staying away from Bradley Beal. This is a pace down spot for Washington. I just don't see those two going off like crazy. Luka, I really, really like in this situation. Luka's been averaging pretty much a triple-double this year, so you can't really go wrong. I don't know why he's not tier 1. Trae Young's another good option because that should be a pretty close competitive game between Milwaukee and Atlanta. And Joel Embiid, he's going to be going up against Julius Randle, so maybe he might be able to have a good game. But if you're going to choose any two, my two would be Luka and Trae Young. The only thing that scares me with Luka and with Embiid is they're going up against really, really bad teams. So you do run the risk of a blowout possibility, and that would lower their minutes and lower their production. But if they're already big and up on them, then Luka Doncic probably already hit a triple-double, or Embiid probably already went off. So Luka or Trae Young for tier 2. Those were my most of my exposures are going today for tiers. Tier 3, you got Andrew Drummond, Russell Westbrook, Pascal Siakam, Vooch, Jokic, and Bam Adebayo. I used to go to Drummond all the time until Blake Griffin came back. Since then, Andrew Drummond's usage has gone down, so I'm not entirely a big fan of him when there's other better players on this tier. Russell Westbrook's always a good option. Even though it is a pace down spot against Denver, Westbrook always shoots. He always has the ball. He gets his assists. He had a triple-double last game. He's always in consideration. Along with Pascal Siakam, because with Siakam, last game he only got 30 minutes. Last 10 games, he's averaging, or last 5, sorry. He's averaging 40 minutes. Minutes equals money. I am really liking Pascal Siakam. Even though he is against a good defensive team, he's going to be playing a lot of minutes. It'll be good for him. And he's going to go up against Vucevic, which is another good option for a slate. I just like Vucevic. He's been getting the points done. He's been averaging 42 points a game. He got 63 last game. He's been averaging 49, almost 50 the last 4 games. So, Vucevic is definitely a good option for me. Jokic, I'm a Denver fan. He just has not been getting the minutes. 25 last 30 games, being 30 minutes. And his averaging points is it's not that good this year. Going up against a Houston team, Denver's a little bit of a slow-placed team, so I don't really like going to Jokic that often. Bam Adebayo is playing up against Cleveland, which Cleveland is a horrible team. The one thing that Cleveland does have is Tristan Thompson, which is a decent center. He's been playing about 33 minutes. He's been averaging 32 minutes a game, averaging almost 40 points a game. I like Bam Adebayo, but not on this tier. If I had to give you 3, not in a specific order, 1, 2, and 3, Westbrook, Siakam, Vucevic for tier 3. Just judged off of minutes and just point per minute, like compared to the rest of the slate. That's just a good option for him. Tier 4, here's where you start getting a little bit more players. So this is where it starts to get tough. Paul George, once again, he's going up against Boston. I will say, after last game, I'm not going to George. Last game, he's only played 3 games. He has not been averaging a lot of minutes, but he is coming back from an injury. So, I don't know. Last game, it was just very, very low scoring for the Clippers. I will say I only like Paul George if Kawhi Leonard is out tonight. He is questionable right now, so keep an eye out on that. If Leonard does not play, George will probably get bumped up into the top 3. If Leonard is on the field, I'm not going to George because it's just going to split his usage. Clint Capella, I'm going to go to him as much as I can whenever he plays. If you look at his stats from the past couple games, just go to his last 10 days, last 4 games. He's been averaging 36 minutes, 45 points, and the big thing I want to look at, bam. The last 10 days he's been averaging 20 rebounds. That's pretty good. He's been averaging a double-double pretty much every single game. So I'm really, really liking Clint Capella, even against Denver, which is a pace down spot for Houston. Should be a good matchup. I'm liking Clint Capella. Rudy Gobert, Utah and Minnesota. I think this is going to be a low-paced game. He's been getting about 36 minutes a game, so that's pretty decent. He's been averaging about almost 40, so Gobert's a decent option, but I'd rather go to Capella in this situation. Jason Tatum. Minutes have been there. He has not been averaging them highest of points. Going up against the Clippers, which are a slow-paced team. I think I'm staying away from Jason Tatum tonight, just because of the pace of play and how he has been playing this year. Ben Simmons. He's a wild card player. He could go off for 60 points tonight. He could give you a complete dud with 20 something. If you want to take the risk, play him. Maybe. Personally, I don't think I am. But if you guys want to head and get to Ben Simmons, be my guest. DeRozan and Aldridge will go over at the same time. If you're going to get one, I think the lower owned one will be Aldridge. He's been getting his minutes. I don't think he's been averaging as high. I really hate going to Spurs in general. Because Spurs, their minutes are so sporadic. Popovich really doesn't care. I'm not really liking too much from San Antonio this year at all. I would prefer LaMarcus Aldridge in this situation, but this one's a hit or miss. But for tier 4, I'm liking Capella, George if Leonard doesn't play, and we'll go Gobert. We'll go the top 3. Those are the players that I would recommend for this. Other than that, I'm not really liking any of the other players on this tier. We'll go ahead and jump over to tier 5. Jimmy Butler, Andre Wiggins, Mitchell, Love, Van Vliet, Harrell, Jamal Murray, and Brown. We're going to go look at the Q tags first. Andrew Wiggins is questionable for tonight. Illness. I think his grandmother just died or something, so he's been out a couple games going through all that with his family. Best of luck to him. And Love is probable for Wednesday's game. Back injury. I always look at the injuries and stuff. If they've been injured and it's something like your back, your lower body, or your shoulder, I will normally steer away from them. Plus, there's probably better options on the slate on this tier, instead of going to Love, who is going to be coming back from back injury if he plays tonight. He is probable, so maybe. Jimmy Butler going up against Cleveland. I'm liking Butler for tonight. He's been getting his minutes. This is Butler's Miami Heat team, and he's going to be getting the usage. He's going to be getting shots. He will be getting the points. I am liking Butler today, especially against Cleveland. The only thing that scares me is that matchup could be a blowout just because of how bad Cleveland is. But Butler is definitely an option for me. I'm probably staying away from Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins. Sorry, Andrew Wiggins. It's Andre Drummond. Sorry. I'm staying away from Andrew Wiggins. Because he would be going up against a Utah team who is a very, very good defensive team. There's better options for matchup on the slate. So I'm just going to stay away from Wiggins, plus he's coming back from an illness or something if he plays tonight. So I'm staying away from the 2 Q tags. Mitchell against Minnesota. I actually do like Mitchell. He's been getting the minutes. He's been getting the points. What is his average on the year? He has been averaging over 40 points a year. He's been playing over 34 minutes a game. Mitchell is definitely a decent option for this slate as well. He's one of my top 3s. So if you want to get there, that's perfectly okay. Fred VanVleet has been averaging a shit ton of minutes. He's been averaging 34 minutes in the past 4 games. He's been averaging about 37 minutes. He was hitting into the 40s, so and he is getting his points. He's averaging almost 40 points a game. He is going up against Orlando, but he's going to be getting the minutes, so minutes equal money. I am liking VanVleet tonight. in this matchup against Orlando. Marcus Harrell staying away from this Boston LA game on both for both of these guys. I probably will have to have at least one of them, one Boston or LA player, because I always like to have a late night one, and I believe that's the only late night game. Well, besides Denver, Denver is the 9 o'clock. LA and Boston is the 10:30. So I feel like you need to have a 10 o'clock game in order to be able to win. I don't know why, but if you're gonna have to go to one, Marcus Harrell will probably be the best option for your 10 o'clock game compared to the rest of the people on the tier. Murray going up against Houston. So I played a little bit of NBA on Sunday, and I decided not to go for Murray, and that was a big ass mistake. He ended up getting 67 points that night, or 60, yeah, for DK, and kind of burned me. I don't see him doing that against Houston, and this will be a pace. Well, it could be a pace up spot for Denver, but Houston and Denver is going to be a slow pace game. I don't see myself getting to much Denver players. I'm getting to a lot of Houston players, though. And then Jaylen Brown, I feel like he's in a similar situation as Harrell. If you're going to get to a 10-30 game player, one of these two. But my top three for this tier will be VanVleet, Mitchell, and Butler. Obviously, that's just listing out players. That's not in a specific order, so I'm not going to be giving you my lineups. But tier 6, we got Porzingis, Graham, Levine, Randall, Griffin, Bledsoe, Parker, and Dinwiddie. Sorry guys, I'm a little tired. It's 9 a.m. I just woke up not too long ago. Porzingis is going up against Golden State. I do like the matchup for Porzingis because Golden State is horrible against the center. Opponent rank against center. There you go. So that's pretty much all I need to say for him. And my battery's almost dead. I got my charger right here, luckily. So, next one is Graham for the Charlotte Hornets. And he's going up against the Brooklyn Nets. I have been liking Graham lately. He's him and Rozier in like classic games. He did not do good last game though. I keep getting these ads popping up. It's kind of annoying. He has been averaging 36 points the last 10 days. Okay, that's fine. Averaging 35 points this year. I don't see myself getting to Graham, but definitely a decent option if you want to get to him. More of a contrarian play. Not a lot of people have him. Zach LaVine. Once again, a player that, yeah, he gets minutes. Yeah, he gets the points. There's going to be better options on the slate. So I'm probably not going to get to him. Julius Randle will probably be a good option for me. 51 points last game. He's been getting the minutes. I probably will go for Randle a little bit. He'll be in my top 3. Blake Griffin, I'm not going with right now. Him splitting time with Drummond. I'm not really a big fan of Griffin. And until he proves fantasy-wise that it's worth picking him, he has been averaging almost 35, but once he gets over 30 minutes, I'll start looking at him. Honestly, not really worth. He's still coming back from an injury. Not really interested in him. Eric Bledsoe from Milwaukee against Atlanta. Once again, I'm not really feeling Bledsoe. He hasn't been averaging the highest amount of points. He's not getting the most amount of minutes, right? Sorry. He has not been averaging at least 30 minutes. So, not really somewhere I want to go. Parker is questionable tonight. He's going to be considered a game time decision against Milwaukee. Q-Tag to the right shoulder. Yeah, that is a big no for me. Not really liking it. I'm going to stay away from Jabari Parker, because even if he does play, shoulder injury, not where you want to play. And then it's going to bring me to the last player on here, which is one that I like a lot in Dinwiddie, just because, A, that was very nice, but B, the Nets are without Kyrie, and they're going to need somebody to step up in the point guard position, and who else but Dinwiddie? So I'm going Dinwiddie today. He's going to be my top three. So my top three for tier 6 will be Dinwiddie, Randall, and Porzingis. Those will be my top three for tier 3. But that's going to be pretty much it for this tiered video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, make sure you like, subscribe if you're new, share out the video. Let me know who you guys are playing, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.